YouTube? Curtain6693 here to bring you gaming and anime news, as well as anything that I find interesting. Today I want to talk about just something that I think has been kind of bothering me for a while. This has been bothering some other people across other channels, is Killer Instinct. And I really wanted to go on a huge rant about this. This is something that's been plaguing me for a while. And basically I want to tell you why Killer Instinct will fail as a fighting game. Well, I believe it will, or at least it will not do as well as they hope it does. And I know a lot of people are trying to defend Killer Instinct and all these Xbox fanboys. And for one, I've stated this in my earlier videos, so I'll state it again. Me personally, I am not a fanboy of any console because I love my 360, but I'm getting a PS4. PS3 was on some bullshit earlier in their console generation war, and I love Nintendo. Even though they're on some bullshit now, Xbox 360 has been on some bullshit too. I'm not a fanboy of anything, but I call it as I see it. And all these Xbox fanboys are out there defending Killer Instinct, and let me give you just a rundown, and I'll tell you why this is bullshit. So Killer Instinct is apparently called a free-to-play Xbox game, which I'll get to it later. It's a free-to-play Xbox game in which it's basically a remake of the original Killer Instinct, which came out on the Super Nintendo back in the 1990s. And here's a kicker to this fighting game. It comes with one character. Hugo, whatever the fuck his name is. And the rest of the characters you must purchase through DLC. And that's the gist of it. Now, there are reasonings for this. This may sound all good. Well, I'll just state it before I get into my opinions. The reason that they say they do this is because in every fighting game, is you guys who's out there who's actually played a lot of fighting games, who's actually played fighting games knows that most people only you'll see all the characters, you'll play around with all the characters, but then you'll find like 2 or 3 that you like, and then you'll stick with them. In Mortal Kombat 9. I'm more of a Quan Chi fan, Sub-Zero fan, Liu Kang. In Injustice Gods Among Us, I'm more of a Martian Manhunter, a Harley Quinn, and a Bane, and sometimes Catwoman. You know? In Street Fighter, I just like whoever I like. But I'm traditional. I like Ryu and Ken. I like Akuma. I like Guile. I like those typical characters. But what I'm saying is everybody finds those 2 or 3 characters that they like, and then they stick with them. And what Killer Instinct they said they were trying to do is they were trying to have that system in check, where you only have to pay for the characters that you like and the characters that you want. Like, oh, I want this character Shadow Wolf, or whoever the fuck there is in that game. I want this character. Oh, all I gotta do is pay, a couple pocket change here to get that character, and then all I gotta do is just play with those characters online. So basically you only have to pay for the characters that you want. Now you may think, oh, that means I only gotta pay a couple dollars to get the characters that I want and be fine. But let me tell you why that fails. And this is coming from somebody who has gotten all the achievements for Tekken 6, who has played Tekken Tag 2, I played Tekken. I have access to every Mortal Kombat game, except with the shortage of, every main Mortal Kombat game, with the shortage of, with the exception of MK versus DC, because, I basically 1 through 9, or 1 through 8 per se, I technically you could call it, Deception all the way through Armageddon, the newest Mortal Kombat 1 through 4, I have access to play them all, through some way or another. From somebody who's played Street Fighter, from someone who's played Injustice. What I'm saying is I've been playing fighting games my whole life, and I can tell you this: it's a bad idea. And let me tell you what people say. They say, "Oh yeah, it's a good idea. You can only pay for the characters you want. It's gonna be the new thing." Well, let me tell you why it sucks. Like I said before, and the thing that pisses me off is so many people say this is a good idea, and all of them. I even saw one person on the channel said, "Well, I don't play much of fighting games, but it sounds like a good idea." Would you want the president of the United States saying, "Oh, well, I don't know much about politics, but I'm sure we can pass this bill. Everything, everything will be fine. Where we can raise taxes 50% for everybody. It'll be fine. I don't know much about politics, but I'm gonna pass this bill. It sounds good. It'll give us more money." No, 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 no. The reason why this sucks is because if you, and this is from and I know I've said this a thousand times, this is coming from a person who plays a lot of fighting games. In every fighting game there's usually those one or two characters in the game that are either completely overpowered, or they have some really cheap or all around quality about them that makes them attractive to a lot of players. In Injustice, everybody likes fucking Superman. Everybody likes Green Lantern. In Mortal Kombat 9, a lot of people like Noob and Ermac. And what I'm saying is, everybody has those cheap characters, those overpowered characters, those easy to learn characters, those generic characters that everyone likes to use. What do you think is going to happen when you have to pay for every character that you want? What's going to happen is there's going to be some of those rich people out there who are going to buy out every character, right? And they're going to go through the list, and they're going to find those couple of characters that are easy to learn, easy combos to pull off, and can pretty much fuck you up. And they're going to pretty much tell everybody choose this one character. And guess what everyone's going to do? They're going to buy those one or two characters. Then what you're going to see when you play online, everybody, and I mean literally everybody, is going to be playing as the same handful of characters. Maybe not the same exact one character, but I guarantee you 80%, or I'd say at least 70 to 80% of the online community will be playing as those overpowered characters. Every once in a while you will see someone pick up someone different, but what I'm saying is, how are you supposed to know which character that you want if you have to pay for them all? Is there a free trial? Is there a free version where you can try out the characters before you buy them? Because what I'm saying is people are just going to choose the most popular characters and stick with them, because while they buy someone that they know is going to be hard to learn, you know what I mean? People are going to just choose the most generic characters. There's going to be no sense of variety on the online community. Everyone's gonna choose that same character that can just block and attack everything, has the cheapest finisher, can pretty much attack you from across the screen. I mean, like I said, you're gonna have a few people that are gonna actually branch themselves out, but for the most part, people are just gonna choose the same character. It's gonna be hectic, man. It's gonna be hectic. So yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be good. Sorry, y'all got me sleepy, but I really don't understand this. So yeah, that's happening. It just doesn't make sense. Everyone's gonna choose the same character. You know, um, I mean, I see it all the time. Think about how many characters that you've come across in the fighting game where you're like, oh, I want to. This is a kid I never looked at before. I'll try them out. You know, but what if you have to pay for them? What if you have to pay for those characters before you even got a chance to see them? You'd be like, no, I'm not gonna pay for that. What I'm saying is there are plenty of characters in the fighting games that I've played, that I would have never thought of learning if I had to pay for them. I would have never paid for Harley Quinn if I had to learn Injustice. I would have never have paid for Quan Chi. Because those are characters that you don't see. Like, why would I choose them? Nobody plays that Why would I choose that? I'd waste my money on a character that probably sucks. There's going to be no variety. There's no experimentation. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is there's a paywall behind this. There is a paywall. I would much rather them give you a handful of characters. Or at least have a way that you can play. Where you can pay. Where you can have a trial version where you can try out characters before you. Even then, it still is not a good idea. But if you can click on the characters icon in the game and say, would you like a trial for this character? You can try them out for like 2 days, 2 or 3 days. You like them, you can pay for them to keep them. Then I mean, that'll be something. I think that will be cool. But I don't. But from what I hear, it's just you have to pay for the characters. Period. And that's a problem that I have. And a lot of people, and the thing that pisses me off is not the fact that people, more than the fact that people are defending it, is the fact that the people who are defending it claim to not even play fighting games that much. Or at least they make it very apparent that they don't know anything about fighting games. And they don't know what they're talking about. Like I said, it's like a politician going into the White House. Somebody taking control of the White House and they don't know shit about politics. What I'm saying is, don't sit there and say, oh, it's a good idea. Stop hating on Arkansas. It's a good idea. No, trust me. Play. Grab a good fighting game, a popular fighting game. Play online for a little while. Understand the fighting community before you sit there and you try to talk people out like, oh, it's gonna be fine. What are you guys talking about? You guys are making such a big deal about it. There is a reason. It just baffles me. So that's my rant about it, and I'm not getting that game, and it's not even free to play because you have to have a gold subscription. It's behind the paywall, so how the fuck is it free to play? And then I heard every statement that they say it's not exactly free to play. Then why the fuck did you call it free to play in the first place? See, you're contradicting yourselves, man. This paywall shit has got to go. It just makes no sense to me, man. It really doesn't. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've only played like every Mortal Kombat game, most of the Tekken games, some of the Street Fighter games. I played Soul Calibur. I've only played fighting games most of my gaming experience. I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm not a game developer, so I wouldn't know about business. So I don't know what I'm talking about. Curtain 693 out.